Is the Dubai story over?
I don't think so.
The foreign media is portraying a hugely negative picture, probably because they're jealous.
Take your decision. But if you're here, then enjoy.
People always say that, especially at times like this, cash is king. Let's just sit on cash. Opportunities will come.
Figure out every threat is an opportunity. If you feel that you're not able to get the answer, have a right network.
I have faith and conviction as well. And Dubai's story is far from over, and I can guarantee.
We have seen bigger crises than this.
Bhuvan, great to have you here today.
Thank you.
Let's start with the big picture. So the markets have halted, logistics have ceased, air travel is disrupted, and we're watching oil cross $100 a barrel. People in Dubai are feeling all of this up close, but how global is this actually? And should someone sitting in London or New York or Mumbai be paying attention to this?
So Manish, first of all, let's understand that the sovereign wealth fund of this region are at least 40% of the money of the global sovereign wealth fund is in this region. And this is a region which is a window or a door to the Africa. So there was an amazing growth. You, I, everybody's witnessed that growth. So obviously it's a global problem. And in Canada, the oil prices have doubled in the petrol station. In India, there are some problems now on the gas.
Right.
I know in Dubai, you don't face that problem right now.
Not yet.
Similarly, if you look at America, also the oil prices have gone 10% up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a global problem. We all have to pay attention, and I don't think so it will last longer. Coming to the oil crisis, we have seen bigger crises than this. So oil, I think, will not. In fact, today, if you look at it, it is not able to cross 100 again and again.
Right.
So it'll settle down at 80, and I think every economy today has little bit matured. They will try to bring down the price of oil down. And that's exactly the enemy wants. That's exactly this country doesn't want. And the India and all China don't want. So yes, it's a global problem, but I see a solution.
All right.
Yeah.
What is that?
It is that we will come on table and talk.
Right.
Like it has always happened. So I think this is nothing new.
Of course.
It just happened earlier also.
Absolutely. I mean, ultimately, everyone's waiting for that, I guess,
Yes.
and hoping for that. And the sooner the talks begin, normalcy, or at least things start coming back to where they were.
See, in the whole thing, why are they provoking? They're provoking because if the oil price touches 200, this will stop.
Right.
So everybody wants it to stop at the end of the day. But it is just that they want to claim victory. But I think here we need to have a little bit caution for sure. And I always tell this from Bhagavad Gita that if you are so much of worried, because some people have old parents, children, take your decision. But if you're here, then enjoy. Like I think you're doing it, I'm doing it. Yes, there are difficult times, but there's also time to know that how secure we are from the perspective of war. And I think we're still doing a good job.
True. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's make this real for a second. People in Dubai might think that this is our problem, and America is far away and insulated. But what is actually happening to the US economy right now because of this conflict?
So US economy for its growth is dependent on the Asia. So when we invest in the stock market, we generally look into companies which are settled in the home ground and they're expanding outside. So let's say example of Amazon or Apple. The number of the most phones in terms of the growth sold in the Asia, India and China. You talk about the Amazon, their data servers are now growing in this part of the world because America is overgrown because it's so far. So it is, let's say, it is not saturated. It is not, it's basically very, very safeguarded from the geographical point of view. So this is not a problem there. We will be left alone. Plus, I think the Gulf nations have huge surplus on the sovereign wealth fund. Plus, the ratings are also AA minus. So I believe they don't want to fight, but they have the right to defend. And one again, why are we left alone? We're not, because today if you do a little bit research, you will find that South Korea's defense system is being used.
Right.
So, and they can make it very fast. So the technology is very advanced. We all know South Koreans are very famous for cosmetics, but now we are seeing that how this tech is also helping in the defense. Then France has come for the defense. So I think at the speed of somebody is making drone, probably.
Right.
I think defense systems are also getting advanced, and I think I'm now feeling more secure by hearing these things.
Very good. Rolling back to the dream city of Dubai right now, should I move my money out? Should I sit on cash? Should I send it back home? How do you think about this? These are all the thoughts that a lot of people have right now at the moment.
So I think, let's say you move your money to India, or let's say you move money to China, for example. India and China, with due respects, are not a free country. So last time I remember when I wanted to withdraw money from India, it takes a lot of time. But here, have you heard anything from the bank that your money will be seized or you will not be able to withdraw? Nothing.
On the contrary, no. I mean, we've gone through these cycles in the past, and everything has been absolutely secure.
In fact, I want to tell you that we use Interactive Broker as a brokerage platform. And recently, Saudi and Dubai or UAE are the part of the stock market. And for my surprise, that Emaar and Emirates NBD, these kind of stocks have made 5x in the last 5 years. So they are 30% down, which is the opportunity for somebody. It's not an investment advice, but I think it's a way to look at it. Buffett said that buy when there is a blood on the street, and be greedy when the people are fearful. I know it's very difficult to be right now, but I don't think so. This is the time for us to be on cash, unless and until you have overexposure. Like people have overexposure. I think the fear also, one reason is people have overexposure to the particular market.
Right.
Now, it is a time to rewind and learn what mistakes I have committed, why I have not invested well. So probably that is increasing people's fear. In my conversation, I am finding that the fear which people have is a little bit unwarranted.
But I mean, I guess again, people always say that, especially at times like this, cash is king. Let's just sit on cash. Opportunities will come. So
opportunities already coming, Manish. I think you have witnessed one with me. And I think,
yes, but maybe even bigger, better ones.
Obviously, nobody can catch the bottom. So let's say the stock market in the UAE or in the Gulf is right on opportunity. Probably 6 months down the line, you'll have a property as an opportunity. Depending on what gives you comfort. Yes, cash is king. But I think Asians all have gold.
True.
They all have gold exposure.
Right.
I will again tell you one thing, that we Asians are so conventional. They say, in Banya's marriage, you only come to know the wealth of father when the marriage happens.
Correct.
So I think we all have, when Dubai is attractive, it's a heaven, right? It has attracted rich people.
True.
Then what's the problem? The problem is that I used to make $12 profit. Now I will probably not make this year or 6 months down the line. And that should not be worry. The life is safe, and yes, opportunity is there. You have to play your cards well.
Let's talk about traders and business owners. All right. People running operations on the ground here. Logistics are disrupted.
Correct.
Shipping costs have spiked. Supply chains are strained globally. And what is the single most important thing that a trading business must protect right now?
So see, in the trading businesses, price and the trading terms. So I think today we have to be very careful with whom do we deal with. Because we don't know who has the exposure. So when you are trading right now, I will prefer that one should trade cash. In fact, the business like ours and yours, it's mainly cash. So we don't have to collect money from anywhere. So one, I will say, collect cash faster. So probably sell it for a 7 days or a cash mode. Or you can little bit be very careful with your pricing.
Right.
Because probably, let's say you do not have the goods after a month. But right now you have the goods, and all you have to do is make up for the next month. So probably if you play your cards well, you can do that. That's one idea. The second idea is, let's say you collect cash and you don't increase the price right now. The moment market will settle, because everybody is trying to open that Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
If that happens, Manish, you have the cash and you can get a discounted deal, because there will be a lot of containers will be lying on the port where the buyers will not be there to take it. This exactly happened in 2020. A lot of containers were there on the port and people were not ready to take it because they just disappeared. This is not that crisis. But I think this is how one should play the card. So I discussed with some of the traders, and they agreed to it. And they are trying it out now, because they are also realizing that, see, whoever is expanded in this region, they don't only have the office in Dubai, they have in the whole Gulf.
Correct.
So situation for them is a little bit disturbing.
Right.
But having said that, I know even they have good investments in the stock market or in the let's say in the Indian market. So again,
well diversified.
They are well diversified. And I think I've been telling people, put all your eggs in one basket and watch the basket carefully. So I think people don't listen to me. They have different baskets. So the time is to look at the basket carefully and be relaxed.
Right. So a trader here says that I've got stock for now, Well, in 2 months, if disruptions continue, I'll have nothing to sell. I can see the problem coming, but I can't stop it. What do you tell these kind of people?
No, it is like saying that I have been dealing with somebody at X margin. I'll continue to do that. I will not change myself. Times are different right now. So two things you can do it. First of all, see what is in demand. Like in the COVID, I remember one of my traders client who was dealing in textile. He started importing mask from China to Africa. Now from China to Africa, there is no problem of the shipping. So those goods are still going to go travel. So right now we need food. We need pharmaceuticals. Now we know that Lulu has taken a full ship from India and shipped the vegetables and fruits. So be opportunistic, figure out what market needs, and cash is again king. So let's say you buy cash and you sell for 7 days credit, and even if you make 1%, on a yearly basis, it's 52% gross margin.
Sure.
So I think we have to keep our eyes open. Let's say you are not educated, take the right coaching. There are a lot of business coach will help you. So I think you and I are also trying and telling the whole world. Now in your case, for example, let's say right now a client is scared. Why? Because he doesn't have liquidity.
Right.
Now everybody has liquidity. If they have an asset, people like you can help them with the mortgage or the OD facility. And there are banks which are offering you facility where you don't have to pay unless you use the money.
Sure.
So keep the cash ready.
Absolutely.
So the fear in your brain or your mind is lesser.
Correct.
I think that should be the
Makes sense. The dollar is surging, right? Gold is up. Oil is up. Should people be repositioning into different currencies or assets right now? And how do you think about currency as a protection in crisis?
So I think dollar is going up, in fact, where even if you compare with Japanese yen, where they are increasing the interest rate, still the dollar is going up. Manish, let's agree that there has to be one, let's say one Dada of the world. If it is not you, somebody else.
Correct.
So China keeps on saying, stop it, stop it. Russia keeps on saying, stop it, stop it. But we have just seen it in any crisis, they just talk about it. But somewhere, somebody has to stand up. Now, I don't know much about the politics. I'll not get into it. But I think dollar is still a strong currency. Yes, gold has a tendency to go up 30-60% up. But I think the oil side, we already have played the card. So what we can do, either look at the UAE stock market or the Gulf stock market with strong companies, or what we can look at is buying oil mining companies.
Correct.
Because oil has already gone to 100. It might sell it at 80, which is what the Goldman Sachs also saying. At let's say I have an oil mining company, my oil mining cost has not changed. So if it is $12 to $15, and if you look at Buffett last year, he keeps bought the oil company.
Right.
Yeah. So Occidental Petroleum and Chevron, he accumulated last year. Still, there is we're not late because I still have to pump in the oil and sell at 80 to make money.
Right.
So probably instead of buying an oil, crude oil or something, one should look at the oil mining ETF. That's the right way to play it. And coming to gold, I'll say that yes, gold has 10 to 15% more chance right now if you don't get into recession. Having said that, gold mining ETF is a better play right now because their cost is $1,500. But they will now surely sell at 5,000. So earlier we were saying 3,500 is a good price.
So you feel it's better to buy those rather than hold on to the physical bars?
Obviously, because always people add value. Manish, we have a friendship, we cherish. People add value. I could have gone to a bank and get a mortgage, but when you deal with the bankers, the mentality is very different, and people like you are expert. The whole world changes.
True.
Like a lot of terminology you taught me about low docs. I had no idea what is it.
Correct.
So all I'm saying is there's always the management, the people, the leader, they make the difference.
It's a tough one, but at times like these, should business owners be cutting salaries or letting people go just to protect their cash flow?
So Manish, we talked about that we are in the heaven. And today also, I think people don't want to go to India. And some people who have gone to India, they're getting so bored because 20 years I've given to this country. I'm sure you also.
True. Yeah.
So I also have the same fear that if I go to India, then I'll start missing Dubai.
Yeah.
So the challenge here is that employees who are not going, in fact, I ask all my employees, do you want to go? I will personally drop you to the airport, or if you want to go from Oman, I'll help you out.
Yep.
They don't want to go. That's one thing. Because if you're a Keralite, Dubai is the home. Sure. If you're a Pakistani, you love Dubai or probably UAE more than in your home country. So employee are having a lot of emotional connection with the company. If they're coming at 9 a.m. every day, even after hearing what we all are hearing. It means they have courage.
Correct.
At the same time, they're also feeling the pain of inflation. So we ended up giving an allowance to our employees for this month.
Interesting.
Because we strongly feel that in the COVID, people who have lost their people, they didn't get back, because nobody will work for you if you will be so tired. So if you have the money as an employer, and I'm sure the fear, why we have more fear, because we have more.
Correct.
And we have more, that's why we're attached. So if you just think carefully, and I've given this advice to some people and they agreed to it, it is better to, in fact, increase their salary or give them some benefits and allowances so that they will focus on what is in their control rather than on something else. Very
valid.
contrary thought.
It is absolutely very valid and very difficult, because when you see tough times and you see your cash reserves depleting, then it's a very hard call, judgment call to do.
A bad month or a bad quarter is fine. We all are in business.
Absolutely. And hopefully things do turn around sooner, so which means that cash flows and reserves can also start reversing as well. I have property payment plans stretching over the next 2 to 3 years in Dubai. This situation has disrupted my income. How do I manage this?
So one solution is again same. I told you that you are there. So people like you can help them with the, let's say the mortgage and the end payment one.
Correct.
The second, then if you have cash, and let's say you have invested in an asset where you don't have the loan facility available. So exceptionally, if you look at why I love the stock market. So let's say you have $1 million portfolio. You can always borrow 20%, 30% at the number of months or number of days you want, unlike a hard asset. The second thing I'll say is that if let's say you're overexposed, look at one of your asset and try and sell it at discount. Because before every seller comes to the market and start giving a discount, you don't get a buyer. It is better to cut your losses.
So basically assess your portfolio,
Absolutely.
get rid of non-performing assets, or,
Show it to people like you who are expert of it, because we don't advise on real estate. So that's a great time for people like you to advise. In fact, I will say send the broadcast message to all your clients and assess their real estate situation.
Sure.
Give them that advice.
Right.
Because it is not important right now that you're losing 20%, because people have make four times money. And I'll give you an example.
100%.
So one of my friend had bought a property at 11 million and 7 million, two properties 4 years ago. You know what price he has listed it a month ago? Let's say it's a Polo Homes property.
2x, 3x?
43 million.
Wow.
4x. So even if he get rid of the property at 30 million.
Yeah, you're still, the losses are only in the profit.
Absolutely. And he doesn't have to do that because you're there. His business is not shut.
Correct.
We'll still get him 20, 30 million cushion, which he can keep in a bank. Unless and until he uses it, he will not be charged.
Sure.
And he should be very happy.
Sure.
So I think there is a lot of solution if you look at it.
What everyone is really asking underneath all of what's going on right now, is the Dubai story over?
So I don't think so. So we should be even talking about this, because not a single, I'll say, incident has happened in terms of a mass incident where something happened close to, let's say, the downtown or something. Yes, debris may fall. That's part of life.
Of course. I mean, the foreign media is portraying a hugely negative picture, probably because they're jealous, I think. But I have faith and conviction as well. And the Dubai story is far from over, and I can guarantee.
So see, I'm absolutely with you. I think we both talk about it. So Manish, let's look at this. When you go to Twitter and try to look at a news, there's so many fake news comes.
Sure.
And at this time, what do I want? I want to get a right news. It may come, let's say 2 minutes delayed or 5 minutes delayed, but I need to see a news once. So let's say in Indian news channel, day before yesterday's news come today 4 times, which is creating worry of parents and the family members more, and they all are calling.
In this current day, how do you distinguish between real and AI?
Absolutely.
That's also another challenge.
So I think it is better that we know less, but I think we now know a lot.
Stay away from the news.
Yeah, and no, I think no, be on the news.
Yeah.
But on the legitimate channel. Obviously, you rightly said jealous. Now, obviously, which has gone up 5x, people will, there's no fun in shaming somebody who is not famous.
True.
And that's what everybody is trying to. So democracy has its own challenge. We are Indians. The democracy is abused, if you ask me.
Right.
So I think it is better that we are safe. we know less, and we can focus on our work, and we're still meeting here and talking the things.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure this time will be over as well.
Yeah, sure. Just focus on what you can do and, leave the...
And follow the norms. You have to be safe. Yeah. And again, if you're feeling very, very nervous, nobody's stopping you.
True.
The flights, by the way, I want to tell you one thing very important. So let's say you want to go to US from, let's say, India. You want to avoid this path. Can you do that? Any flight, if you want to book after 15, 20 days, you have to take Gulf as so even that Indian flights will bring you back to Dubai. And so I'm saying that 45% or 50% of Asian traffic to America or UK is being handled by these channels. And hats off to Emirates Airlines.
Absolutely.
They, whatever incident happened, they curtail it. They've created a safe corridor. True. One has to understand what technology they are using, how they're doing it. And I think we should learn from them. And now probably also we have to understand that we are very safe. Oman is open. A lot of things are there. And I know people who have come yesterday from India because they were getting bored there. And they said, it's fine. This is safe. And the good thing is we're safe. It is just that the supersonic missile, when it got intercepted, that noise we have never heard.
Yes.
But it is a good news.
Sure.
Because it got intercepted on the head of us. But I will again say, its individual safety is very important, and take precaution. And there is nothing what we cannot do. Even this podcast we could have done online.
True.
But you chose to come, I chose to come.
Absolutely.
And our team chose to come because we feel safe.
Absolutely. The government is encouraging that, people get moving with their normal lives, their day-to-day activities, normalize things as much as possible and just move on.
Yeah, in fact, the construction has not stopped. And one more thing I want to tell you, that when you don't want to fight, nobody can fight with you. Like if two brothers are fighting, and if the one brother doesn't even try to fight. So this country and the Gulf region do not want to fight. And I think His Highness gave a very good message that we are thick-skinned.
Right.
So I think 19 days, we have spoiled a lot of missiles of the enemy, probably in the next 10, 15 days. So I feel very happy. Oh, one more day is gone. Because one fine day, even they will have this, probably this coming now. So they'll also feel that this should stop somewhere.
Right.
I think we all want to stop it.
True.
Everybody wants to claim that their ego is satisfied. So I think it'll happen. And I will tell all the viewers through you that figure out every threat is an opportunity. If you feel that you're not able to get the answer, have a right network. I solved my personal problem because I had a network. I had people like you. So even if you have a property deal, for example, read the contract. It's the time to get a right lawyer.
Correct.
And I think everybody will sit on table, even the counterparty understand your pain. If you understand his pain or her pain, there will be a...
Mentioned a very valid point about getting into the contract and reading the contract. This is, I think people
don't do it.
People skip it. They think of it as fine print, and so it's very valid and important point.
Yeah, I did it myself.
True.
You have
legal advice and absolutely and then take whatever steps.
Yeah. So I think the most important thing here is to understand that we all have responsibility for our own losses and profit. Just getting annoyed because somebody is calling you 10 times or he is telling you something, law of the land, hats off to it.
True. 100%.
Hats off it. Because if the law of land would have not been in there, probably we all would have gone through.
The leadership has been exemplary, and you can't find fault with the way that the situation has been managed. It's been exceptional.
In fact, I keep telling people that the moment this is over, the celebrities like the let's say His Highness of our Prime Minister will come here and this big event will happen, and people will forget like they forgot COVID.
Yeah.
So COVID was a great opportunity. So if this is an opportunity, and I think I know people also who want to buy now,
right?
Whether it is a stock market or real estate, and we're doing well as well. So all I'll say is that let's focus on what you have in control. Worries are over. Worries are actually we fear too much. Indians have this problem. So one good message I want to give. One of my guru told me that the problem with the Indians, they want to be good to be good. I think they need to be good to win. And who else but I should tell you. So I think we all need to learn this. Bhagavad Gita is our savior.
Correct.
Have a mentor. Have a mentor, the right person. Like you are a good person or a mortgage expert. So if you want to have something on the mortgage side, ask Manish.
True.
So I believe that The problem with people are when they want to buy a property, they go and ask the chai wala.
Yes.
And when they want to, let's say, have a good restaurant, they go and ask the property.
Correct.
I think we all have this issue where penny wise.
Yep.
So let's be penny foolish and pond wise.
Very valid point. Excellent. What are the 3 things that people should avoid at this point in time and not panic about?
So I think one thing is very important to watch only legitimate news.
Very important.
Yeah. Then I think on the stock market or let's say property side, I said no panic selling.
Again, very important.
And the third thing is assess your position. Have the math clear. That will help you to go forward for more number of, because it's all about having a cash flow right now.
Correct. So it's assessing what your situation is so that you can then take a call.
Absolutely. Everybody has a different situation right now. So no one medicine will fit everybody. So your situation is different than mine. Accordingly, one has to take a call.
And on the flip side, what are the 3 best things or the 3 things which you recommend people should do?
So I think in the investment side, if you're asking, are you asking about the investment?
Yes.
So I think the first is the oil mining companies. Good opportunity.
Okay. Still?
Because oil has gone up, not the oil mining companies. With
Right.
that, so it's very simple. When I buy oil, I get immediate gain. So oil has already given me 80% return, let's say. But oil mining company has to still pump in the cash, the oil, and then sell.
Correct.
So not in this region, but across the world, you can find the right company. That's one. The second, gold also have roughly 30% on an average in increase in 6 months from the crisis. So again, gold mining company or gold, depending on how expert you are. And third is invest in yourself. There's such a great AI tools have come. Probably we have not been reading books nowadays.
Right.
So I was reading Howard Marks' memo yesterday on Claude. I think it's a time to learn new things.
Bhuvan, I have a question. A friend of mine is also a wealth manager, and he is currently facing a situation, or rather he's got this fear that his clients are going to take money out or are not going to invest. How can he turn this into an opportunity, and what can he do?
So I think it is an extension of what I told you, that how a threat can convert into opportunity. So I remember my olden days in the 2008 crisis. Manish, is very simple. That let's say you and I are dealing and you got an advantage and I have a disadvantage and I lost $1 million to you. And now the $1 million is with you. So where is the money gone?
It's moved.
It's moved, but it's still there with somebody else. Now in the crisis, which sectors make money? So whenever there is a COVID kind of situation or the economy get impacted, you can't stop eating,
Right.
you can't stop consuming. So FMCG sector is the one sector where it still continue to make money.
So there are all evergreen and all weather sectors basically.
Second, when there's a dispute, because now everybody has a change of mind and they would like to know their rights and they would like to sit on table and negotiate. And everybody is now going to go to a lawyer.
Correct.
So lawyers are going to make money. In fact, I'm seriously thinking of calling some lawyers and talking to them, because right now it is their time to make money. And third kind of people, because people have this tendency of getting panicking. So the doctors are definitely going to be very busy right now. So these are the 3 segments. And I remember when in the wealth management, we get a dump of customers who have got $1 million plus in their account. So in this kind of situation, when we get the new set of clients, a lot of clients are from the pharma, or let's say pharma and healthcare, and the lawyers, we get it. So I think your friend should understand who has moved his chase, and it is a time to make great relationship with these people. And in fact, I am helping a lot of people if they need a legal consulting. So you and I have a common friend now. So we tell them to go and meet him. There's no harm.
Absolutely.
So I think this is a time for we to understand that money has exchanged hand from this to this and has not gone anywhere else.
So focus on the sectors where the wealth has moved and where it's likely to move. Thank you, Bhuvan. This is an absolutely amazing conversation on crisis, capital, and clarity.
Thank you, Manish, for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.